Good morning everyone. So today we're going to be taking Meg out on an enrichment walk, and it's not going to be a hashtag Ask Meg. This is purely an enrichment walk as part of the series I'm doing, the one and only. And I'm sure most of you will agree that there is only one Meg. Oh, back. Just go back.
It's so predictable. Oh my goodness. This is one lion that really understands what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Come, let's go. Maybe a piece of meat. Meg these days does nothing for nothing. You know old grannies, they love their biscuits and cookies and rusks. So there's got to be some enticement. Come on, sweetie. Doesn't take much enticing.
So I don't often or always go in the back of the vehicle with the lions, but in the case of Meg, I do, because she is on her own, and yeah, you kind of act like one of her pride members. Hey, look at those ears back on that head as she drives past this group here. She really is not happy with Vaetsi, Livy and Jenny. Lions will be lions. So we will be talking a little bit about what makes Meg Meg, and a little bit of background as to, you know, how Meg came about, and her 18 years or so on this planet, and her relationship with me over those 18 years, with her sister Amy, who sadly passed away from leukemia last year, around about this time. So it's almost, in a sense, kind of the tribute also to Amy. Out you go. In the past, Meg would have bounded out of this vehicle and off she would have been running down the road. But nowadays, yeah, the energy is just not what it used to be, hey? But Meg is an coming on 18-year-old lioness. So everything takes a bit of effort. We're going to go walking. Okay, so this is pretty much what she's been doing. Every time we take her walking, it's almost like she doesn't want to go walking. And that's what she does. My sweetie. No way, my girl. That's what she's doing. This is probably the furthest we've got in weeks, because it's been this kind of muck around by the vehicle, and then she just normally would just sit there. So I don't know what's going on with her, but today she definitely seems like she is in a
better mood for walking. So let's just see what that entails. Hopefully she doesn't circle back and head back to the vehicle. We don't want that. Come, let's go find something. Let's go and find something, my sweetie. Oh. So where does Meg come from? Meg and her sister were captive born. They were born to a lioness called Tabby. Tabby took one look at them and neglected them, which does happen. It's not as common as sniffing. It's not as common as people make out. Lionesses are normally very good mothers, but first-time mothers are notoriously bad. They don't know what to do. Sometimes some first-time mothers are really good, just natural-born mothers. But Tabby, bless her heart, she's also no longer with us. Tabby was just a terrible mother, period. Not just with Meg and Amy, but with every subsequent litter of cubs that she ever had. She just didn't want to look after them. That is unusual, but it does happen. So Meg and Amy were there, and I thought at the time Tabby's sister, Maddie Tau, had some cubs of her own. And what I thought was it would be a good idea to mix Meg and Amy in with her litter, and hopefully she would just adopt them, and that would solve many problems. But that wasn't meant to be, because Maddie Tau saw what I was trying to do, saw right through it, and she basically took Meg and Amy by the scruffs of their neck, one at a time, and dropped them in a bowl of water that was there for drinking. So these two little cubs were kind of, instinctively trying to swim at the ripe old age of not even a day old, and I had no other choice other than to fish them out of the water and hand raise them. So that's where the journey began, with this beautiful lioness who's now going to be 18 years of age very soon. And in case you're wondering, 18, you're probably thinking that sounds old. Yes, it is old. It is old for a lioness, both in the wild and in captivity. And we are very impressed with Meg at her age. I mean, this lioness certainly doesn't look 18 years of age. She looks more like 5 or 6. So she's really aged well. And she's still got a lot of, oh my girl, the GoPro slid down her bum. Wait, my girl. Clawing, that's to basically slough off all the matter on the claws and sharpen the nails, which is what that's about. It's also about scent marking. Oh no, is that camera again? Sorry, my sweetie, but you are taking me through the worst possible bush here. Getting back to Meg's story, the one and only Meg. So I hand raised Meg and Amy, and from the word go, you could just see that there was something special and different about these two lionesses. They were just different in every way of the word. Kind of like they got what I was trying to do for them, and so they really bonded strongly with me, and that was just really an awesome thing to see. And I still maintain to this day there's probably, it probably still is the strongest kind of relationship that I've had with a lion, with this lioness and her sister, because we're just very, very different in the way. Are you gonna sit down there? Okay, so she's sitting down. Are you tired, my sweetie? Eh? She's very tired. Hey, takes it out of you nowadays, eh? Takes it out of you. Hey? Yeah. So as I was saying, there's something really, really different about Meg and Amy. And as they grew older, the relationship just got stronger and stronger. And we just kind of really bonded tightly. As I say, the relationship got stronger and stronger, and the adventures kind of begun, because these two were up for anything you would basically bring their way. They were quite happy to try and explore it, to the extent that Meg became one of the first, lions that I know of that willingly swam. One day we were out on a walk, and I thought to myself, I wonder what would happen if I went into the dam and then called. Remember that, hey? You do remember that? And I said to her, remember that day when we were out on a walk, and I said, come into the dam, girlie. And I called Meggy, 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 Meggy. And Meg just looked at me, she's like, well, what are you doing there? And she walked into the water. Remember that? So she did. You do remember, hey? And she basically walked into the water until such time as the water was too deep to walk anymore, and then she just took a few leaps and swam to me and put her paws on my shoulders as if to say, you've got this, you've got me. And and that was a very fond moment in my life, as well as I'm sure in her life. And from there on in, she was absolutely smitten when it came to swimming. She never ever missed an opportunity way back then. Nowadays she's like any person who's getting on in age. You kind of are thinking to yourself, do I really have to go in that water? So that's okay. Many fond memories with Meg and Amy. I mean, the adventures of walking are just incredible. I mean, we used to go out for these long walks in the wilderness, and these girls were so good at catching prey. We often hear that captive bred lions can't catch anything because that's one of the things that limits them from being released back into the wild. Not at all. I think Meg could teach wild lions a thing or two about hunting, especially one of their firm favorites was porcupine. And anyone who knows what a porcupine is this really spiny creature, and it's got these huge quills that they basically rattle to, and they expand up to scare off their adversary. And if that doesn't work, obviously what they do is they then just keep those spines facing their opponent. So eventually, if the opponent does try and attack, all the porcupine does is just reverse back into them, and that would leave a lion with quills in its mouth, in its nose, potentially even in its eyes, in its paws. That, if you're a lion or a lioness, is a problem. But this lioness developed this incredible ability to kind of get the porcupine's attention. Firstly, she would find porcupine. I don't know where you found them, my sweetie, but she found porcupine everywhere and anywhere. And once she found the porcupine, obviously she was tuned into that scent. She would then coax it into coming out, and then she would confront it, and then in a flash of light she would spin the porcupine around so it was facing front on, and then she would just basically bite it on the head or the neck. and that would be the end of the porcupine. And they loved eating porcupine, these girls. They absolutely adored porcupine. She's up. Are you up? I can see that took you a bit of time to get up there, eh? A little bit like me, stretching the muscles and the bones. Anyway, she took a nice little rest there. One of the other memorable moments of this lioness, which also makes her specifically the one and only, was way back in, I think it was 2013. GoPro got hold of me and said they wanted to come and see what we could potentially do together for the launch of one of their action cameras. And I said, yeah, sure, let's see what we can help you with. And one of the things that the crazy guys, Brad Schmidt, if you ever watch this video, I thought you guys were nuts. But one of the crazy thoughts that Brad had was, hey Kev, do you think you can put a camera on her back? And I was like, what do you mean? No, do you think you can put a GoPro on a lion's back? It would be so cool to get the, you know, the perspective of what they're doing and where they're going and what they get up to. I was like, are you mad, Brad? Are you mad? There's no ways. Like that, she's off. Look at that. This lion is just incredible. She's seen something. It's incredible. She's gone after something. She's on the chase. It's impossible to keep up with her. I'm not sure she was close enough on this particular occasion, but even at that ripe old age, she is honed in. No, you can get that. Maggie. She hasn't lost the ability to jump on Kevin. I think what she's doing now is she said, I've had one little chase and that's enough. So the GoPro guys asked me if I would just consider it, and so I said, yeah, let's try. And lo and behold, without even a fuss, this precious poo bum lion had no issue with a camera on her back. And in fact, there's only one other lion that allows me to do that, and that was Bobcat. But the problem with Bobcat is that you couldn't see any video because he has such a big mane that unfortunately the only shot you could actually successfully get would be a shot of his backside. Very tiring being an old girl. Anyway, I could tell you many more wonderful stories about this magnificent animal. But what I would suggest is, if you wanted to see more incredible stories of Meg and Amy and their adventures, go and check out the playlist on LionWhispererTV and see these girls in action.